Welcome back, guys. We're here for the final game of the night between SANDBOX and Griffin. SANDBOX putting on a show here, especially this guy, Summit, coming on in and putting on a show on his Aatrox specifically. Take a look at game number one's MVP here in Chovy. It's all going to come down to this. One more game to decide who is going to run away with the win in the match. And again, like swamps, we are here in this top 7 where everybody is just vying for that top 5 spot to make it into playoffs.
And you know, I am LS, aka like swamps. So.
Yeah, we learned that in game number 2.
Yeah.
You guys may have missed it.
So, game number 3 here, out of 4.
What?
I like the look on your face.
Wait.
We're going to get a retake.
What?
At 45 minutes.
Oh, boy.
All right. All right. So, Yuumi and Ezreal now banned away by SANDBOX. Karma is the first ban by Griffin. Let's see if they actually just ban the Jace Aatrox now. Because Doran is... He's getting a little bit obliterated up there. Instead, they're going to ban a different Darkin, which is Varus.
Mm-hmm. And Akali, again, they're really not happy with Chovy picking that one.
Ooh, and Azir now banned away. Will SANDBOX just take the Corgi?
Or the Jace.
Or the Jace.
It's available. It was banned in game 1 in the place of Azir.
Yeah. And now this is scary. Because there's very few players that can really make Jace shine, but Summit is one of them. And I talk about pretty often how it's either him or Nuguri that might currently be the best top. Obviously, Keen is no slouch, but he has been... He's fallen off that throne in recent weeks anyway, whereas Summit has remained pretty consistent, and he's been really strong. Okay. All right, well, no big deal.
We just, we need a little bit of time to relax and, take a little pause as Doran's mouse is not moving. That seems like a pretty good reason to take a little break and see if we can fix that.
Oh man, I just thought of a crack joke, like
what?
Tell
what
Summit
kind of joke?
you say no, like a joke I could. You tell that to Summit, and Summit's like, I know. It's like
I could tell. Yeah.
Hasn't it been that way since laning phase? No. Oh, that's cruel. All right. So, OnFleek right now, he's doing some calculations. You know the image with all the numbers flying around the screen? He's doing it. He's like, yes, I will arrive at top lane to gank precisely at this moment.
They'll never see it coming.
They'll never see it. Oh, man.
That's a cute little
puppy.
puppy.
That's probably how Tanner looks after last game. Yeah. He is very disappointed.
Compared to the Kog'Maw on the right side.
Viper, if you lose today, you're going to marry me. Is that
I don't think he agreed to that.
Yeah, I don't think that's how consent
works. I don't think so.
That's, all right. Oh, maybe that's supposed to motivate him to win. Is that like a self-deprecating joke?
Maybe.
Is that a really weird self-deprecating joke? I'm not sure if that's how that works.
Could be.
All right, that's a very cute cat right there. On the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Joker's saving SANDBOX here.
Mm-hmm.
And with Joker, with Yuumi, we're never going to see Yuumi again. She gets banned every game.
Griffin.
You haven't been paying attention. What is this Griffin crying sign? All of my life. Why are they so sad? They're saying, Griffin, please win.
Griffin. Oh, is that the Griffin? That looks like a eagle.
Yeah.
Not a.
But
Griffin.
I mean.
Well, I guess
they're cousins. Right?
Are they? Okay.
Maybe.
All right. Do you think Griffin chooses Alliance and WoW, just so they can ride the Griffins?
Absolutely.
They probably do.
They would be that kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's most likely that.
Yeah.
All right. It all makes sense. It looks like we are back in the ban pick here, and it does seem like No. They're not allowed to change it up.
Yeah, they're not. Same.
Well, Then why isn't Griffin banning? Okay, I was getting a little nervous right there. What? The bars, they
you were
took so
thinking
long.
whether or not they were thinking if they should
Yeah,
have something
yeah.
else.
That's what I mean. That would be very...
No, they're not allowed.
Okay, so.
We already revealed it. Jay's first pick. And now what?
And then they don't lock in Jace.
Doran's mouse disconnects again.
Oh no, Atrox. He's become the very thing that he's hated the past 2 games, yeah.
Isn't that the way it always is? With the immediate lock-in
Alright, so...
on Thomas as well.
Just please pick Zyra. No, they're not going to pick Zyra. But
can I give you a Braum? How about Nautilus?
Just think about how good she would be here against Tom and Atrox. Come on. And blue side as well. Okay, Zoe actually going to be picked up pretty early, and Chovy might just snap respond here with Aurelia. Oh, man. Zoe's not able to be flex top lane. So, are we just going to see the Aurelia? Like Chovy, probably a little bit surprised by this even.
If I'm Chovy, I'm slamming down that Aurelia right now.
Well, yeah, there it is.
There it is.
All right, so definitely a little bit peculiar because the Zoe cannot be flexed anywhere unless, you know, they do something really awkward like Brewer ADC. Well, I think that Lehends has played Zoe support in solo queue.
Yeah.
But I know that Viper's played Zoe ADC in solo queue once upon a time. So I just don't think that SANDBOX is capable of the same thing. Well, right, I'm just alluding to that there are pro players that have done this. It's not like it's completely outlandish. As now Rakan will bite the dust, basically saying you can have Xayah, but not with the duo. And now SANDBOX, they have to decide what they want to ban. As Griffin, they are needing magic damage. They have the Aurelia, they have the Atrox, and you know what champion's really good against these SANDBOX champs, and that's good with Griffin? Karthus.
Ooh.
I'm smelling a Karthus right now.
Yeah,
I really am.
Where did he go, actually?
I think he's about to show up. You just give him a second. I think if you're Griffin and you want Karthus here, you lock ADC right now. Or you can just choose Karthus. You know what? You can just get him out of the way. Don't do Sejuani.
Lock him in.
I'll cry. No, this is a Karthus game. This is definitely a Karthus, and they're gonna lock in Sedge. All right.
Sejuani, Victor. Something like that. Sejuani is going to be the pick here.
They could also choose Kaisa.
Yeah.
And go the AP route. But they do need more magic damage. They can't just rely on the Sejuani and the Tom, at least not yet. SANDBOX still have to reveal what their champion picks are going to be. Lucian Braum, that's a very aggressive bot lane. And that might... Oh, Lucian Braum is pretty interesting. That can throw Victor a little bit of a curveball if Griffin was wanting that. It might just have to go Ashe.
Ashe is banned.
She is banned.
It's going to come down to this. 3 seconds, and Xayah is going to be the selection.
Oh, man. Well, this is not the kind of bottom lane that Griffin would have wanted. The Xayah almost has no value on her ultimate. You know, some games she has a lot of value, but this time it's mostly just going to be used for the repositioning and then the second activate, or the post-activation. Not to really dodge or avoid anything here. But Chovy now on the Aurelia is going to have a lot more control in this game. And perhaps he's going to be able to offset the difference in top lane, because what was able to happen in game number 1 and 2, Summit now on this Jace should be able to do a lot more. As we take a look, Lucian, Braum, Zoe, J4, and Jace right at the very end there. This team composition wants to get ahead. It has massive power at 1 item. It has massive power even before 1 item across all their champions. They stay strong until about 3 items. That's when they're going to start slowing down. and then it'll be the Zoe show and landing bubbles. But on the flip side for Griffin, Aatrox, Sejuani, Irelia, Zaya, and Tom Kench. Obviously, this is going to be the Chovy show because Doran, I'm not feeling confident that he can overcome Summit's chase.
Yeah, he'll have to show us something new here for game number 3. Let's see how it goes down in the final match of the night. Or maybe a pause.
Okay.
That's
You know what? A pause is not bad, Valdez.
Interesting.
You're always complaining about
pause
pauses.
there.
Yeah. Look at Chovy's keyboard. That is very, very nice. It's a very nice rainbow. It reminds me of Rainbow Road from Mario Kart. You ever played that?
Of course. I mean, he is a big fan, and apparently there is lag on OnFleek's computer, and the ref just told him what's what. He's like, we don't care if you have the lag. We're going to play the game. OnFleek's like, okay.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
I guess. Well, see what ends up happening here.
Well,
It looks like he alt-tabbed. Yeah, he's out of client. So.
Yeah?
So, Valdez.
What's up?
As we were waiting to get back into this, what was your favorite Mario Kart?
The N64 version.
Not Double Dash?
No.
You weren't a fan of Double Dash?
No.
Okay. No big deal. Ooh, it says, let's go to the World Cup SANDBOX. And why is that a little... Oh, it's a... Oh, she's a Ghost fan. I get it.
Yeah, that's...
I get it.
Ghost fan
Okay. All right.
What is this country is monster thing?
Country
I feel like we're missing out on some kind of meme.
Yeah, is there a meme or a joke here? Or... I don't know.
It might be like a Cloud Templar thing, you know, because he's kind of like the Amumu guy. It's a Cloud Templar meme. Thank you, Jesus.
Apparently... Okay.
Yeah, something about the country being monsters. I'm glad we could get you into that one. Best in the world support Joker. Although I'm not sure what he crossed out there, as we're getting the big zoom out here. Oh, he crossed out the oldest. It was the best and oldest, but he crossed out oldest.
Nice.
That's a cute little
Oh, that's
thing.
a very... That's a... Wait, I thought it was a ghost.
Well, no, it's a viper.
That looks like a ghost. That looks like Casper. Did you ever watch Casper?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, of course.
Yeah, I've seen
Okay,
Casper.
Casper was very cool.
I liked the idea of that show. The friendly ghost.
Yeah, Casper was awesome. Casper was adorable.
Griffin win.
Griffin win, yeah. They turned that around there.
I like the guy behind him doing the jazz hands around the sign.
All right, well.
King of the jungle, king of the LCK,
Godzan. Godzan, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. SANDBOX. What? Hold on. SANDBOX. Sandbag.
Sandbag. Yeah.
Griffin that almost became SANDBOX's sandbag. I thought this guy was maybe in on the meme. I thought he knew about SB, aka sandbagging, a team in the LCK, known for picking early game team compositions only to wait 20 minutes and lose the team fight.
And to slowly bleed out over the course of the game.
Yes, very good. I
Another
see that you're
SB.
up to date with your
I know all
memeology.
my SB memes for sure. As, okay. We're getting in here.
Very big fan.
Yeah. Griffin fans needed their chance to cheer. As they didn't get it with the pause, but alrighty. Another cool skin. I think this is the one that Ghost got the nice little back door on with the open Nexus last time around. Up against Damwon Gaming. Right, trying to get on top of Doran here. Just going to dash over the wall. Big deal.
All right, well, you know, the one upside right now for Griffin is I believe that's the Prestige Aatrox skin. I talked about this on the broadcast yesterday with Atlas.
Okay.
It's, even if he loses I mean, he still wins, you know, because he has that skin.
He has the skin.
He has the skin. So it's about letting the opponent know that you have the skin.
You gotta let him know what's up, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, you play Magic, right, Valdez?
Yeah, I do.
So imagine you can have an entirely foiled out deck.
Yeah.
All right.
No Q here for the
Oh,
Aatrox.
OnFleek.
That's awkward.
Oh, man.
Double flash. How about that? Top jungle.
Okay.
They went over a ward. They had the lens, but that really nice ward spotted them without it getting scanned. So that was the key to getting that to happen.
Yeah, and so even though initially Doran was forced to start Umbral Dash, he has everything saved by his great jungle and mid duo. Able to repel the J4 and get the flash off Summit as well, so everything is starting off pretty good for them.
See how aggressive this Lucian Braum gets down here? We've seen a lot of Braum against Tom Kent, of course. And Lucian Braum, in recent times, we had a lot of the Ashe Lux, the Sivir Lux, the push this lane into Eternity, get 2 turret plates, and farm it out. And the enemy bot lane duo never gets any chance to do anything.
Yeah.
But with the return of a lot of Tom Kench lanes and less of the ranged AD carries, supports, we do have this Lucian Braum coming back and trying to get just as aggressive as they used to be in the past.
Well, we're going to have to see what Ghost and Joker can actually do down here, because the Lucian will fall off later. In Summit, you can see maybe he's not willing to play as aggressive as he normally would. He doesn't have that flash available. And Doran actually whiffing on 2 of his ability casts. He does. Okay. Alrighty. What would you like to see? I told you that this is game 3 of 4. And you didn't believe me. Okay.
I mean,
we're going to get a remake here. Eventually. 45
it could
minutes.
happen.
Yeah.
You are the prophet.
45 minutes, we're going to get a remake. Okay?
All right, Joker. It's like, I asked for 3 lollipops. I only got 1. Where are my lollipops?
I'm sorry. We'll get them over to you immediately. He's
Yeah.
like, I can't believe this.
Guy in the back's like, okay,
I'll talk
we
to your
need
boss.
a couple extra lollipops here at the support seat. So the real/fake reason is that there's a problem with his individual mouse.
Ooh, I wonder what that means.
Yeah, different from the public
So
mouse
I
that
believe
you
that
might use.
I believe that LCK, it operates a little bit different from NA
Oh my God!
or EU, where Riot stores your peripherals, right? I believe at NA and EU. That's how it used to be back when I was there in North America in 2015.
Back in the day.
You had to tell them the exact model of your mouse and keyboard, and they would keep an identical version on site. And that was to prevent, I think, like cheats or something. So I wonder.
Macros or something.
Yeah,
in the
macros
mics.
and stuff like that. But here.
So we gave him a mouse and he's checking it.
Oh, wow. So.
It's like
he's
still waiting for the lollipops.
You know, I actually I personally, and I know a lot of players personally, cannot use other model mice or keyboards.
Yeah.
It'll really, really mess with them. It was very similar like that in StarCraft. So if that's not his model mouse, I wonder if that messes with his gameplay, and if that can really mess with him maybe even in the game if he starts getting bothered.
Oh my God.
So,
hide.
yeah, they're hiding right now. Yeah, it's see-through. Someone tell him it's see-through.
That guy's got a Bulls cap on right there.
What?
Doing a very nice.
It's a Teemo hat.
You didn't see the guys below them?
Oh no, I wasn't looking at that. I was mystified by the
Teemos?
Teemo hat. They are resuming. So, it looks like he will be using the Riot given mouse.
We don't know if it's his one that he uses normally, but hopefully it is.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how the game ends up going now. As oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it must be nice when you roll a Ignite there. I'm sure that's what Chovy's thinking.
Yeah.
First 3 waves and Ignite is rolled.
And he
Poor
just
Dub.
pushes it in
Cheater recall.
extremely fast.
Yep, cheater recall. And so now Chovy Gonna be able to try to circumvent the teleport. Will he get it? He does. Dove is not quick enough to stop it.
Yeah.
And now the Zoe doesn't have the firepower to instantaneously shove in this wave. And now Chovy gets to back. He gets an item. He's going to come back into the lane. And now Dove, he's feeling pretty bad. He's very low on mana. Sure, he has his biscuit. Sure, he has his Doran ring. But Chovy's now going to have the upper hand.
Doran acting pretty aggressively. Summit with no flash. He's like, okay, you can deny me from 1 CS. If your jungler's here, there's no point in trying to fight with you or move on up. So Summit will be smart. And it's always interesting to watch great junglers when they, you know, get into wonky positions because of flashes or summoners that are blown. Nice little step forward there to dodge the second critical point of the Q.
Well, 5 minutes here in the game. Nothing too chaotic has ended up unfolding. And soon Summit is going to actually have access to his flash again. And this time around, Doran is able to be going even with Summit as he misses another spell cast. But the Infernal Chain's not getting the second activation. Summit very low on mana, so Doran, he's just going to crash this wave in. And I'm actually a little surprised that Doran went for that trade on Summit, because had he used all the abilities on the minion wave, he could have gotten a cheater recall, whereas Summit would not have been as fortunate.
Yeah.
And now the incoming cannon wave would have provided him enough buffer to get back to the lane, even if Summit tried to push it. Wouldn't have worked out as such. But now all that's going to end up happening is they're going to go recall teleport for recall teleport. And Doran's not going to achieve as much of an advantage as he previously could have.
Yeah, and Summit got every single CS
Yeah.
underneath the turret, and that last one even under a bit of pressure, so props to him. He's going to get that CS lead up in the top lane without a flash for the entire first 5 minutes of the game. So that's, you know, just Summit doing Summit things on his Jace. He was a little bit sad when Jace was global banned, but it is back. Chovy having fun in this mid lane.
Well, Dove has a wave coming in, but electing to shove it back into Chovy. Has to be careful, too. He's level 6. Tarzan now, he is down 4 camps in terms of experience. On FLICKR, though.
Push and priority in the mid lane means
push and prio.
Yeah, OnFleek has to move away. We'll just go ahead and farm his Krugs out there. So.
And Mountain Dragon is the first one of the game, which is super, super important for both of these teams. Griffin more so to bolster their mid to late game Baron taking potential, but also SANDBOX for that Jace, so that his split push effectiveness is going to be stronger. Doran getting zoned out of a wave right now.
Meanwhile,
and,
on the bot side,
yeah,
OnFleek, level 6,
we're
putting out a bit of pressure.
We're in a little state here, Beldis. Okay, now Tarzan, he's going to try to maybe change that up. Unfortunately for him, though, Summit does have his flash available, so it's going to come down to, can Doran convince Summit to take a trade on him? Now, Hammer Stance happened.
He's going to get the knockup here. Made that flash, but it will just be the Chilling Smite. And there's the flash from Doran, trying to catch him by surprise almost. Summit is going to be able to flash away from that one and survive, but a nice little trade will be gained here by Doran.
And now it does look like Tarzan's going to try to wrap around, see if Summit is still there. He's not. He's going to turn his attention now to the blue buffs. This means that OnFleek is going to solo the Mountain Dragon.
Yeah, it's actually a good read from him. They see the Sejuani up on the top side, and they say, well, I say they, but it's OnFleek. And he's just going to go ahead and take that one away. Maybe just a plate. See, actually, not going to get the plate. He's going to have his back denied, too. He did that on vision, and it looked like he didn't even get the plate. So that was kind of unfortunate for Doran.
This is going to be Mountain going down, and they still have a lot of time here to get turret plates, as the read by Griffin is a little bit off. as Summit took a detour into the blue side jungle, and now Tarzan not here. So Doran, even if he crashes this wave, it doesn't really matter. He's sort of locked into the lane, or he's handing a freeze over to Summit, and you know that Tarzan's not returning back into top lane, so awful, awful lane state right now for this Aatrox. Do you know about awful awfuls? You're from New York.
Awful awfuls?
Yeah, you don't know about that? Maybe it's a Rhode Island only thing.
Did you say awful waffles?
No,
or?
awful awful.
Awful?
Yeah, it's a drink.
Awful?
Yeah, just
no,
Google it later.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, okay.
I think for a good reason. What is the name? What?
It's like a milkshake.
It's like you're trolling me right now.
No, I'm not trolling you. Do you see a trundle in the game?
No.
Okay. So there's no trolls in the game.
Okay. I see where you're going with this.
Yeah, you catching that?
Yeah, catch a drift. Never heard of the awful awful.
It's alright.
I don't think I would drink that.
No, you would.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's alright. Alright, listen though. Okay,
I'm listening.
we're in the lull state, so what do you want to talk about? I told you to bring the bucket.
I mean, Doran doesn't have a flash.
Doran doesn't have a flash.
Oh,
so
that was a nice change, but it might not matter here. The knockup.
He's dead.
Into the Cataclysm eventually if he wants to, but he wants to give that kill over to Summit, and there it will go. First blood over to Summit as the lane was in a perfect state with the Aatrox's flash down. The timing was good on the gank. Tarzan just a bit late, not able to help out.
All right, well, that's going to be a massive swing now in tempo. OnFleek, he's going to start up the Rift Herald. Remember, they have the Mountain Drake, so even getting these plates early on with small advantages like this, it means so much. Chovy gets exhausted. Oh, wow. Yeah. They even gave the Herald gold.
Yeah, they're not
Summit.
messing around.
Yeah, this is...
They know where their bread is buttered. After game 2, they're like all bowing down to the master of the team. And that is Summit. And he's on his Jace, right? So can't really blame him for that.
Oh, man.
He's picked up a Caulfield's Warhammer.
As Griffin are not really doing anything just yet. They're hanging on. But I'm imagining that they're going to hemorrhage quite a bit of gold in coming moments because there's still 3.5 minutes remaining on turret plates. So we just take a look at this, and you have to wonder what is compelling Doran to trade in this manner without any vision and any real way to know if OnFleek is coming. Now, yes, OnFleek does have jungle camps up, and perhaps he was thinking that he's on the right-hand side of the map, but he was not, and so Doran pushing yet again. OnFleek does get spotted out, though, by a ward. And you can just see he's neglecting farming his right side camps in favor of just guaranteeing that Summit cannot fall behind and has freedom to sort of do whatever he wants, as well as he just keeps looking for this.
All right, 2-on-2 this time around. The flash on in. They're going to get the knockup, but Summit's pretty low. The freeze comes in. Doran having a lot of trouble here with the OnFleek, but Summit the same as the TP comes in from Viper, of all people. Dove trying to trade it back as OnFleek finally going to pick up that kill onto Doran, but nowhere for him to run or hide. So a double kill, actually, to Xayah. Viper, of all people, coming to the top lane and making it happen.
And this means that down in bottom, though, it's only a Tom Kench left to try to hold. And look at the turret plates. That's at least going to be 2 going over to Ghost and Joker. Doran's probably going to teleport down there. I don't know why Xayah's recalling.
We're running out of time here. At least it is going to be a cannon wave that comes in. But they're still pushing. They're just going to run Viper down bot lane again.
I'm surprised to see that Ghost and Joker didn't just commit their ultimates to convert it into more turret plates and keep the Tom underneath the turret, but we take a look at the replay here. Griffin, they call in the teleport from Xayah. Braum is just way too far away to stop it. And so Xayah ends up arriving, takes down the Jace. Doran ends up going down, but then Tarzan ended up missing the knockup. Didn't quite matter. I don't know what. anyone was just doing. All right.
That was flash steal from Lehends, by the way, to make that happen. First time playing against Braum, perhaps. You know, we can all give him one opportunity. As a deny on the back there, Tarzan knows there's a ward.
Okay. Well, greatly reluctant fighters seem
nice
very
stun
keen
here,
on
Dove.
Oh.
As everything's going wide, but can he save Dove on FLICKR? Looks like he will be able to for now. Now Chovy in a bit of trouble, but here's Tarzan. Gonna dunk that one onto OnFleek, who's got his own stopwatch. Oh, Dove had to be so careful. Trying to turn it around here. OnFleek actually gets the double knock-up and escape. With that sleepy trouble bubble, too, to help out as, wow, somehow nobody died in the full extended trade.
Yeah, and it was really uncharacteristic, though, of Chovy. He whiffed his Vanguard's edge and then mistimed the Aurelia stun, which is just not something that we expect out of him. Usually when he's going to cast an ability, we assume that it's going to hit, especially if he has autonomy over it, which he does on the Zhonya's. And so, in the end, nothing really ends up happening. The Rift Herald's summoned, but it's summoned at 15 minutes. So
in the bottom lane.
In the bottom lane.
In the base. One of those awkward solo queue summons.
Yeah, it's truly a superb macro moment here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's coming down here as the culling looks pretty cool with that skin, actually. Trying to get first brick here. As it will go down. Splitting up that gold between Jungler and AD Carry, as once again Chovy looking to get aggressive, but Summit not having any of that.
And this does mean that with the first turret down, laning phase has effectively ended. There's an open dragon up on the map, but it's not very high priority. It's a very terrible dragon at this state of the game. And so now, Chovy just wave clearing in mid, and we're back in the lull state. Feldas, I really need you to pick a topic out of it.
I don't know why we keep driving back into this state. I mean, there's so many other great states in our wonderful country. The United States of Freedom, of course. But we're back here in the lull state. There's so much else to see, but I don't know what's going on.
All right. Did you see that a Shake Shack is opening up downstairs?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's coming, and
yeah,
later
this,
I think in like a week or something, it's gonna open.
So we have the Chipotle ripoff, which is in some ways better than Chipotle.
Yeah, we have the Chipotle ripoff already, and now we're getting Shake Shack.
Yeah.
Here.
We already had Shake Shack in Korea, but it was in like Gangnam and.
It was in Gangnam, which is kind of far away. Now we have it opening right below Lowell Park. So that's going to be interesting.
We're getting all the really nice, I wouldn't call them fast food chains, but they're like kind of fast food chains.
Yeah, they're like
they're like luxury fast food.
Oh, I think that they're like lull state chains.
Oh, great.
You know? It doesn't quite take you
a lot
like
of spice.
45. Yeah, a lot of spice in those.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm looking for out of my burrito. Want a lot of spice. Well, we're going into the mid lane here. As just doing CG things, they don't have the Jace, so can't quite do as much damage as they'd like.
And we're gonna push the wave back and forth. Okay? That's what's gonna happen here. Scuttle Crab maybe gonna get taken without any. Oh man, Summit took it.
Oh boy.
Oh, that is one angry Poro. Look at her. She is
coming
waddling.
in for the gank.
Yeah, she's waddling over. She didn't actually leave.
Look at she's so angry.
She is.
Tarzan's
pissed.
like, you're dying.
Oh my god.
He actually looks a bit
He
tilted.
is blinded by rage.
Summit just pats him on the back on their way out. Says thank you very much for playing.
Oh man. Not every so often that we see Tarzan get tilted.
Yeah, that was Tiltzan right there.
Ooh, I like that.
A very rare sighting, though. This guy, he's got nerves of steel.
All right.
Don't get me wrong, but today, he had his Scuttle Crab taken, so.
Okay. Well, now I'm not sure what is going to be the call here.
Trying to go in there, but he might just get bursted down.
Oh!
Flashing into Summit, flashing out is OnFleek and Doran. As the rest of Griffin able to get on in there. Joker in a bit of trouble, has to flash away from that one. A bit awkward as he's being forever slowed here. Tarzan trying to get in range as Viper is going to be given another kill on the back of that fight.
Yeah,
now up to 3-0.
We see Ghost. He has teleport available. Also, he could have just been pushing in mid lane, but very indecisive he was, as now nothing's going to be happening. And remember, SANDBOX, they're on a clock. They might look like they're in the driver's seat right now. Somehow Summit managed to find a 40 CS advantage almost again in this game here. He's been putting on a clinic in top lane. Let's take a look at this. Doran is just randomly strolling right into them. As he flashes out, he actually used the Umbral Dash to get through that wall.
Yeah.
So, very, very clean right there as Joker flashes away from Lehends. OnFleek trying to cheat with the Honey Fruit in the river, replenishing a great deal of his HP. And you can just see Ghost floundering around just south of where all these champions were fighting.
It's not the prettiest sight we've seen up in the top lane.
No.
To say the least. A very messy fight between these two teams. Very even in the gold, as you mentioned.
And now Griffin
just hanging on.
I mean, they have blue buff available, but they're electing to get a Cloud Dragon. Honestly, if you're Griffin and you know that you outscale your opponent, probably just say, okay, this Ocean Dragon can just stay forever. Because it doesn't benefit either team. Fortunately for them, Clown Drake was rolled next, so they're trying to build a marsh here, okay? They're trying
I
to build
guess it just became a marsh now.
Yeah.
Nobody actually signed off on the marsh. But
well, you gotta name it, okay? What is the 3 dragons?
The ocean, mountain, and cloud.
The ocean, mountain, cloud, yes.
Yeah. I saw some nice...
What were some of the nice suggestions?
I saw beach.
Ooh, beach dragon.
You get the mountain, you got the sand, right?
Oh.
You got the waves.
Very nice.
Right? The water, and you got the winds.
Yeah, okay, I like
Fits
that.
perfectly.
All right, all right.
It's the beach dragon.
Beach dragon, okay.
Yeah.
And what happens when you just have ocean and cloud?
It's just a windy day.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Okay.
It's a rainy day?
Nope.
Not quite like
the rain
a
drake.
monsoon.
I like that. Very nice.
Yeah, the rain drake.
Okay, rain drake.
Yeah. Kind of sounds like ocean, but not quite, because there's some wind in there.
Yeah.
Makes
okay,
it
like
extra
that.
special.
Well, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Excellent choice of name.
Yeah.
All this.
Yeah, no problem. Just trying to help out the broadcast.
Yeah.
Summit up a level is actually going to miss a bit here.
Yeah, Doran's actually down. He's about 13.6 right now in terms of level. And it's just really hard for SANDBOX to get anything done. The Zoe and the Jace, normally they want to be able to poke and siege. The problem is that Griffin, they have such hard draw-on engage. And with the mid-turrets being as healthy as they are, it's not as easy. Ezreal a little bit better than Jace, pairing up with the Zoe at becoming basically siege cannons or like a walking ballista outside of the opponent's turrets. But here, SANDBOX, they're struggling to do anything. And this means that Griffin is going to get to coast right into 2.5 free items where their champions are just going to be a lot more effective than SANDBOX's. And Lucian, he is going from Blade of the Ruin King into Essence Reaver build. So he'll scale a little bit better than some other Lucian builds. But for the most part, SANDBOX, they can't get anything done. This is where you freeze the waves, Valdez. But that's not going to happen.
Nah, we don't freeze here in the LCK. Unless it's the top lane, very occasionally.
Okay.
Yeah. Ghost playing with a bit of fire, doesn't seem too scared of that. As he's got a Braum nearby, but nobody making any quick moves to, get the action started here. As everybody on Griffin now just going to be grouping up in the mid lane with that cannon wave, and might actually be successful. Nice trouble bubble is going to land onto the Sejuani, but the threat of the Aurelia stun means that Dove can't follow up on that one, so just a bit of chip damage done to that mid-tier 1.
Yeah. And now, SANDBOX, they're nay-ramming. You ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Let's play the Star Spangled Banner. Here we go.
Okay, well, they actually are able to thread the volley onto Ghost, who gets very low, and SANDBOX, well, you kind of baited yourself into a rough spot here. OnFleek gets stunned mid-flag, and Drag is going to be going down. That's the 2 kills. They nearly even get Ghost on the back of it. Griffin will say, hey, how about the mid-tier 1 into potentially Baron?
And so that's the thing I'm talking about, where the Zoe and the Jace, they can't really siege. The hard-on engage by Griffin is too strong, and it's too difficult to execute right now with SANDBOX. And that's probably the point of no return. Now Aurelia will get to her 3-item mark after this. OnFleek, he's dead right now. Summit, he can try to pull off a miracle here and steal this away.
He's going in, but we got exhaust right now and a stopwatch. That's going the way of Tarzan. No hope for you guys.
Oh!
Everybody on SANDBOX is going to get dunked, especially Ghost on the backside of that fight. As Baron goes down, Viper, he's got a very loyal catfish nearby.
Oh, Chovy.
Oh, Dove. Oh, there's the stun. He's got a cleanse.
Dove has flash.
Not going to go for it.
It's not in lethal.
Yeah. So there you have it. We got Baron now on 5 members of Griffin, taking a big lead in Game 3.
Yeah, let's take a look at what items come out. Looks like stopwatch for Xayah. Okay, first we're going to cut through a replay, though. And you can just see they're arbitrarily deciding that the 100 gold mid-tier 1 turret it is imperative that they capture it at this exact moment in the game. And then Griffin decide, hey, you actually don't beat us from this angle. And so they capitalize on the mistake, and then SANDBOX, not to be outdone, they wanted to run into the Baron pit, and they probably just figure, we're going to lose the game anyway. There's no good dragon coming up. We're behind on tempo. They scale better, and so maybe they take the 2% chance that they get the Baron.
Yeah, one Q from the Zoe could definitely get it going, but was actually aiming for champions instead. Just a little bit late on that one too. Summit was in a stopwatch. Not really much they can do as another Ocean coming up here. A very rainy day on the side of Griffin, but won't be feeling too rainy if they can pick up this 2-1.
We'll have to see what Griffin is going to do, though, with this lead now, as Sterix is completed for the Aurelia. 2.5 items right there. Death Stance, Black Cleaver on the Aatrox. And so even though almost every member has Ninja Tabby, he will buffer, or he will bolster the damage for all of his other teammates.
A pretty scary Xayah in this game.
Yeah.
5-0-2.
With rapid fire cannon.
Yeah. Not quite like aiming yesterday with the ridiculous amount of kills. But still very scary in his own right. As Doran, he's got a Tom Kent's. And actually Viper was with him. Yeah. So we're just going to be actually turning this one right around on top of his head to try to push into the bottom tier 2.
A little bit mispositioned on the Abyssal Voyage. Couldn't quite get the flank, but they were able to turn the attention off Doran. They end up converting this into a bottom tier 2 turret capture, but greatly reluctant fighters do seem keen on wanting another Baron to perhaps end this game.
They're not ready just yet. They're reluctant, right?
Give them some time.
They're pacifists. They're like, okay, we don't want to hurt their feelings.
Stop rushing them.
Yeah.
Okay? Thank you.
We'll just make it, quick and easy with the second Baron.
Ridiculous.
As, okay, nice play there from Tarzan. Just going to go over the wall. Wasn't vision. No chance that Dove was going to be sticking around.
Rapid fire cannon completed for the Lucian. But Griffin's going to have to end their push here. Aurelia should just be able to recall, complete her 3rd item. Aatrox probably going to pick up a BF sword after all of this as he moves towards the Guardian Angel. And yeah, it's starting to really look like Afrika in spring where it was keen against the world.
It is. It really is. Now it's been transferred over to SANDBOX.
Yeah. And you know, funny enough, Summit was actually the sub for Keen.
Yeah. There you go.
He's having his
just like Generic carries, right?
Exactly.
Same thing, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Everything falls into place. History repeats itself. And, you know,
and it really
time is a flat circle.
Griffin, the top lane being the weak link. It's sort of like a rite of passage here in the LCK. So.
Yeah, it's a bit of sadness.
Gen G with the Worlds buff.
Yeah.
You know, they turn it on the heat in
that
summer.
Comes back, yeah.
What other things are guaranteed?
SKT going to Worlds.
SKT going to Worlds, that's another one. All right, I like that.
I mean, it's not 100% statistically guaranteed for you guys out there that were not paying attention. We were talking about it earlier today, who we thought would make it, and just based on points, SKT are in a great spot as FLICKR. You gotta be careful, buddy, as we're gonna be looking to turn this one around. Not able to thread the needle there on that Sejuani ultimate, but it might just be enough. Look at Ghosto doing damage in the back. It doesn't seem to matter, though, as Summit, Dove, and Ghost not really able to output enough damage to that front line. Dove with the very desperate play, trying to kill him as Chovy finally going to find that back line, going to take out one. Can we make it two? Not going to find OnFleek just yet, but we're already in the base of SANDBOX as Griffin might look to end.
And Doran and Viper both have teleport if they would even need it. It's 35 seconds on the Lucian.
Yeah.
Summit, I mean, he might be a god of top lane, but I don't think he's going to be able to hold off at these two turrets here.
He's going to try his best, try to clear out that minion wave. He's even got a GA. Poor guy is going to have to die twice in this one, perhaps. Trying to save the base. We'll see if he can actually do it. Not quite able to take out Chovy. So you'd have to imagine that's going to do it. Griffin are going to take game number 3 in a very important win over SANDBOX. GG, as Griffin will move up to 2nd place after that win.
Yeah, and what a leap. 6th to 2nd. Just in one day.
Massive.
Yeah. They can feel very good about that. As game number 3 sort of played out the way that one would expect. As Summit was not able to do enough in this game. Especially with the compromising start that he and OnFleek had. And Griffin, you know, a lot of people are looking at them joining the East-hand side. They definitely look a lot more vulnerable here in Summer 2019, but they are not a bad team by any means.
Oh, yeah.
Have to keep stressing how competitive the middle... there is really no middle of the pack.
No.
It's just...
the gigantic top side and then 3 other teams.
The gigantic top side, Hanwha Life and KT, and then Jin Air.
Yeah. I don't like to exclude them, but...
Okay.
Yeah. You just had to take it one step further and throw them under the bus, or the plane in this case. But yeah, I mean, that's huge. I mean, we are so competitive up at the top. That was match 70 as well, guys, so we only got 20 more matches left to go in summer. There's not much left. A lot of these teams only have about 4 or 5 games left over to solidify their spots for playoffs, for potential Worlds implications. As Tarzan with the stone cold pose there. But either way, that's going to get Griffin one step closer to trying to solidify that playoff spot.
And, I mean, you have to imagine that Griffin will make a deep run if we have been following. They have been floundering a little bit lately. SANDBOX, much like in spring, they seem to be falling off in recent weeks. I mean, they're still up there, right?
Yeah.
As is everyone. But not looking as dominant in terms of team play, even if they are getting wins. It's not occurring in the same manner that it was in spring. And so history sort of is kind of repeating itself in a weird way.
Yeah. SANDBOX, you know, they have been that team that we have mentioned time and time again. They've kind of failed to grasp the confidence from a lot of the big analysts here in Korea, you know, Korean side, global side as well. And they struggle a bit once it comes down to it, a bit of consistency issues, a bit of everybody being able to carry on the same day, some small mistakes here and there. They were able to get 5th place in spring, but with it being even more competitive this time around, it's hard to say whether or not they'll even make it up until the top 5. We were talking about how Griffin made it into 2nd place after that win, but I'm not actually sure where SANDBOX ends after that loss. Actually, like to
we're
get
going to take a look at the standings probably here in just a little
They'll
bit.
be 9-5 with the set score of 5, which would actually put them below everybody. They're going to go down to
places?
Griffin. Yeah.
Okay.
They're going to go down to 6th place after that loss. So 2nd and 6th are just going to switch with 1 game. That's not even supposed to be possible, but that's LCK Summer 2019.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see who picks up that MVP as well. I thought Viper had a pretty good game, especially the TP up to the top side. You know, lost a couple of plates, but a double kill to get that Xayah off to the races.
It's going to cut to the MVP interview at Summit. there.
It's like, God, why am I? Well, take a look here at the play up in the top side.
Yeah, this is where, look at how far back Xayah was.
Yeah.
And it really does seem like Ghost and Joker maybe weren't even entertaining that as a possibility given how far away she was. But she's able to come in here, salvage this, and so that was really key. Teleport by Viper. And then right here, this was another big turnaround. Summit not able to land that Shock Blast onto Tarzan. Viper able to help out. Quite a big deal, as right here, SANDBOX decided that the entire game needed to just hinge on this mid-tier 1 turret, so the Nayram in full effect right there. Turret's not going to kill itself.
Definitely an odd decision.
And then right here, Zoe just wasn't close by, but they felt like they had to go in. This is probably going to be the only chance to win the game. The other alternative is go shove out top lane, Zoe shove out mid lane with Jace, you run down to bottom, Jace shove out bottom lane, and then you try to wave clear for another couple of minutes, and that would be okay. And then this was the end. The Nayram once again, one more time.
Yeah.
Yes, you know.
Everybody's favorite song. As especially for SANDBOX, they just didn't have enough. They said we want more.
Is that a Daft Punk reference?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe there are some kids out there watching the stream, they don't even know who that is. I suppose that's possible. As get a listen in to the last moments here of Griffin pushing into the victory. Oh my God, Chase.
Yeah.
타워.
Get him.
내가 너무 못했다 초반에. Sorry.
Said I didn't play well.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Said Tarzan.
We didn't get to see Tilt
We talked about
this. That's a very rare occurrence here in the LCK. So Summit, #1 in damage.
By far. Even Zoe had more than anybody on the side of Griffin. I feel like SANDBOX played just perfectly into Griffin's hands. It was like Griffin were like, can you just fight into us a couple of times but not actually go for any big picks, and we'll just play safe, pick you off one by one and scale and win? SANDBOX are like, yeah, sure.
It wasn't the kind of dominating Aurelia performance that I would have expected when he got the matchup.
Griffin didn't necessarily totally dominate or outplay SANDBOX in that third game.
Yeah. And this has been one of the things about Griffin. In Summer 2019, they're a lot slower. They're not as aggressive and flashy as they were historically known for being at certain points when given abilities to times to mechanically shine. But they're still pretty good at team fighting, which is also one of their hallmark defining traits. In fact, oftentimes they would fall behind a lot and then turn one major team fight, or they would just be going even and then turn a major team fight. They were the team fighting gods. Yeah. And this is pretty much it. So Viper deserved MVP.
They did a great job. I think the TP was really great for him.
That really did it for him, yeah.
As, wow, it's so competitive in regular standings, but even MVP standings. Summit doesn't take the win today, but at least got the one MVP from their one win. So he will tie Showmaker up there at the top, whereas a Griffin player is going to join all these fine folks. Viper up in 6 MVPs, going to join Rascal Canyon and Keen up there tied for 3rd.
It's pretty impressive.
There you go.
It really is. You know, people, they always say that jungle's a weak role and stuff, but
not in this region. Not
top's not a
necessarily.
weak role either.
Yeah, no.
Right?
Top and jungle, not so much. I'm going to hand it over to Ji-sun. She's going to help us with the translation. Let's listen.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Ji-sun with the English translation, and we'll be hearing from Chovy Viper from Griffin. Chovy, you're back in your form. How was today's match? Well, I just normally I did it. So, you guys made a huge leap today. Viper, how do you feel about the win? Today was the opportunity for us to join the west side, so it's a big relief that we made it. So I want to talk about your champions today. It's game number 1. That was the last pick, so maybe a little bit concerned about you locking in Victor, but you went with the traditional marksman today, Ash. I just thought Ash was better. However, you had a very, kind of unique item build. Why was that? Well, I thought if I don't die, we were just gonna win, so I just went for like lifesteal builds like Bloodthirster. And you play Akali in game number 1. It's on a 4-1 score, so it's almost like undefeated. That's more like my confidence pick. So, we have a highlight over here. You making a huge turnaround up against SANDBOX, trying a turret dive. So, how did you see that angle? Well, they were trying a turret dive, so I was looking for a TP, and all our players were surviving for a long time, so that was the perfect angle for me to just dive in. So, even though, well, I might not be able to just kill all the opponents, all of our carriers are actually having a huge HP bar, so I was quite confident. But game number 2 was really close. But I want to ask you about Kog'Maw. So this was your first Kog'Maw since the LCK promotions. Oh, I just thought that. I mean, I've been playing Kog'Maw for a long time, and I thought it was quite viable. And today, I thought today would be the only chance for me to play Kog'Maw, so we just made it a try. So what was your thoughts on the SANDBOX composition? Because they went for champions that actually don't really get first pick. Yeah, I wasn't really expecting that, so we were a bit surprised. And also, I was wanting to play Aatrox in mid lane, so I asked him if there are any other champions you would like to play, and he said Aurelia, but I thought Aurelia will be easier to play, so I made the top laners to play Aatrox. And we have another highlight over here, Viper using TP as a bot laner. So how are you able to decide to TP top lane over here? Well, Lehends told me to use TP. I mean, that he thinks TPing to the top lane would be nice, and I thought that he wants me to be away from him, so I just listened to him. And I'm just kidding. I also thought that was the best angle.
네, 이렇게 오늘도 바텀 선택이 정말 좋았고요. 그리핀이 승리로 가져오게 됐습니다. 야, 순위가 정말 혼란스럽죠.
Another huge upset in standings. So, one victory made you guys climb up to second place. Do you like the situation right now going in LCK? I have no thoughts about it, I just wanna think I just want to say I really want to win all the remaining matches.
이제 다음 상대가 젠지예요.
Speaking of remaining matches, your next opponent will be Genji.
각오 들어볼게요. 이건 생각이 있으시죠?
You really want to make a revenge, right? Any thoughts on it? I actually didn't even know whether we're going to be facing Genji next time, so I'll just do my best to prepare for it.
하겠습니다. 바이퍼 선수도 각오 한 말씀 들려주시죠.
And Viper, would you like to add on to that?
젠지는 꼭 이기고
I really want to take down Genji and show improved performance throughout the summer split.
연승 응원하도록 하겠습니다. 오늘 승리 축하드리고요. 인터뷰
This will be the end of the interview with Chovy, Viper from Griffin, and I'm going to pass it back to our casters. Thank you.
Thank you, Ji-sun, as always, for the wonderful translation. Good to hear from Chovy and Viper, as humble and modest as always. Taking a look at
Everyone departing the stage.
Yeah. Everybody running out of there. As okay, SANDBOX are technically tied for 5th. I said they'd be in 6th, but technically tied for 5th, as Griffin are also technically tied for 2nd with SKT. But the real question is about that round 1 matchup. If they did have the 2-0, that means they would have the head-to-head against them. But either way, there are 5 teams that are 9-5.
Yeah.
5.
5 teams that are 9-5. Got it. 9-5-5.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Amazing.
And then there's Dom1, who's 1 step ahead, and then Kingzone, who's 1 step behind. So everybody has actually played the same amount up at the top 7.
Oh, man.
And we got some more. Genji versus Jinair. Tomorrow, it's going to be you and I on our regular allotted time slot.
Yeah.
Our good old Saturday. Coming in tomorrow, Genji versus Jinair should be a ball of a series. Can't wait for that one.
Yeah.
And then SKT versus FLICKR. Actually, once again, it's going to have a very big effect, as those are 2 teams that are sitting at 9-5.
Well, we're going to have to see what happens here tomorrow. The SKT match is really going to be decisive because of how close everything is. The Genji, Jinair might not really affect the standings, but there's a lot of teams that want Jinair to win.
Yeah, and it's fantastic for Genji if they can get that big win. Either way, guys, we'll see you tomorrow for those games. Thanks for joining once again. Good night.
You take me higher when I feel low. Make my world brighter when I'm alone. I keep on rolling, all with your fuel. You're like my gasoline that makes my dream come true. 'Cause this is the beginning.